Literally all of my beats are in 4/4, so today I thought I would challenge myself and make something in 7/8. Let's go. I'm Matt Wild, a keyboard player and producer focused on sharing music and learning. So I don't think I've ever made a beat that's not been in 4/4, or at least not one that I've like finished or taken seriously. Yeah, let's see how we get on. So I thought I would just take a drum loop, and obviously this is in 4/4, and this is from a sample pack called Pocket Essentials by Source Lab Audio. Highly recommend their stuff. And I don't know how exactly to make this 7/8, but let's just try and feel our way through it. So if we have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and on that and of 4, if we delete that and put the kick there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, I mean, that kind of works. I like how the kicks are on the downbeat. So that way, if I get a bit lost, at least the kicks are anchoring the downbeat on the 1. So yeah. So I thought I'd try these chords today. C minor 7, B flat major 7, E flat major 7 to G minor 7, A flat major 7, B flat major 7, and then F major 7 to B flat major 7. So something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've captured just the outline of the harmony with the synths. Let's go over to the piano and see if we can come up with a bit of a theme, maybe a melody as well. Right, let's work out some ideas. So C minor 7. That's quite nice. We do gotta 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God! Oh, the feel. Let's try that again. I mean, I could chop this up later, but I want to try and play it in first. I don't know, I'm kind of just hearing that along with the harmony here. 5, 6, 7. Cool. Let's get a bit of processing on the piano. This adds quite a nice EQ shape to it. You can also increase the input, line input, which is nice. Let's do like a simple low cut as well, because we'll add some bass in, maybe around 200. Maybe let's hear if there are any like resonant frequencies. Might just be this room, but around 200 to 300 is always really resonant. Sounds like a whale underwater or something. So here what I'm doing is I'm sweeping for the frequencies to try and find some that sound really resonant. When they're peaked like this, pretty much none of it sounds good, but sometimes some poke out like that, and it sounds like, yeah, like a whale or something. And they're the ones I'm typically trying to get rid of. I really like the saturation knob, and this is a free plugin, which is awesome. And it's just got one button or dial, which I just think sounds great. And then maybe let's add a bit of compression as well. I don't want to go heavier really on piano, especially than -3 dB. Just catches the peaks a bit. And the gain just adds a nice bit of color as well. So the pushes aren't exactly how we talked about it earlier, but I think that that's okay because I ended up spending a bit more time on the piano and got a chance to feel it rather than count rigidly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, go, go, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yeah, nice. Sounds pretty natural. Wicked. Let's try a bass line. Yeah, I've never really jammed on the bass on a 7/8 song or track, but What's the worst that could happen? So let's try the Retrograde bass by Teletone Audio. Nice. Okay, so it's nice to have the option for the root notes, but it's a little bit square at the moment. I'm going to see if I can play something a bit more in the pocket. 1, 2, 3, go, go. Yeah. Nice. I like the staccato aspect of some of those bass notes, and then playing the more legato to emphasize some of the kicks. Yeah, pretty good. So let's listen to the drums, piano, melody, and bass and see how we're getting on. So those kicks are definitely helping, for me at least, to feel the time in a way that doesn't feel too forced, I hope. 3, 4, 7, 1, 7, 1. Let's go back to that Juno synth. I mean, that's where we started, but just outlining the chords. It's kind of like a synth piano sound. Maybe we'll go for something more of like a pad. Let's see what presets they have. Which I like presets. There's nothing wrong with using them, especially as like a starting point for developing a sound. I mean, that's kind of dope, but the release on that is maybe a bit too much. Will those notes work? F, G, B flat, C. That works on C minor and on B flat major. And E flat major, and then G minor. Awesome. So those 4 notes work. Let's try that. So, I mean, it's a little bit crazy, but let's just keep stacking elements and then not judge what we're doing, and then later on maybe we can then chip away and edit. I love the brass sounds on this Juno plugin. I just think the tone is so perfect. We do. I like to try and think about counter melodies. So the main theme is going do, we, da, I think. So we could go we, do. Forgive my singing, by the way. I'm no singer, but it just helps me when I'm creating music. I like to think and lead by melody, almost like as if I were to sing it. And I'm kind of like holding some notes when I move the inner voice. Yeah, like that. So closing the cutoff filter or the frequency whilst having the melody play or the chords play or this idea play an octave higher kind of creates more space and balance between the two instruments. A little bit muddy, and I do like to mix a little bit as I go along. So on this, I think we can probably hit a sidechain compression pretty hard on the synth for sure, and maybe even on the piano. Because I've not separated the kicks, let me just do that quickly now. On Ableton, you can highlight an audio file, right-click, convert drums to new MIDI track, which on its own sounds pretty trash, to be honest. Yeah, we don't want that, but what you can do is you can add your own kick samples, especially if you've got a kick that you like using in your tracks that becomes a bit of a signature sound for the thing that you're doing. You can then mix and match both MIDI and audio files to create a more unique sound, which I think is a pretty cool technique. But I'm going to stick to this break, but I wouldn't mind separating the kick so that we can sidechain the synth directly to the kick. So I can delete those on the MIDI clips. Let's choose that first one, sounds pretty good. I actually like the original kick on the drum break and I don't want to experience too many phase issues. So let's just mute that for now, the channel. And we'll see on the sidechain compressor back on the Juno synth that even though it's muted, it's engaging every time that kick sample is engaged. Let's turn the attack down just a little bit, so it triggers the compressor nice and quick. Let's duplicate the kick and create like a soft kick. Okay. So goo again, nice. And then that's just one kick. So that way, it's triggered every time the main kick sample hits, which is cool. Adds nice movement to the Juno. Let's see if we can get away with that on the piano a bit as well. I've been doing that a lot lately, although I never used to in the past. I like to try and keep the piano as natural sounding as possible, but maybe a bit of a slow release. Let's use a high pass filter on the Juno as well. Let's add a little bit of reverb to the piano as well, just to add a bit of a finishing touch. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll notice that I use this Ableton stock reverb, and the preset is just called Piano Hall, and I just think it sounds really great out of the box. And maybe you can tweak some of the elements as well, like decay and size to taste, but usually for me it sounds pretty good. Just dial in the dry and wet. Let's try the API compressor on the drum bus. Even though it's a break that's already sounding really good, the producer of the break probably processed it and did so really nicely, actually. Let's see if we can dial in a bit of a harder hitting sound. I do like it with the API actually. Let's add a bit more EQ to bring out some of the brightness on the piano. I know I've recorded it with the felt, but sometimes recording with felt takes off just a bit too much of that high end. Yeah, nice. Let's add a bit of bus compression, maybe with the SSL, just to glue things together a little bit. Awesome, so we've managed to chop some drums to fit the 7/8 time signature, managed to work out some harmony, a melody on the piano and played those together, got a decent take. We managed to play a bass line that's in the pocket and not just playing square on the roots, which was okay, but just wanted to play something a little bit more rhythmic. We managed to play some counter melodies on the Juno, as well as create a bit of a pad sound, and we've done a really light touch mix. So let's listen to this track. You know what, I'm really liking this. I'm going to try and experiment with some other time signatures, I reckon. I'm thinking it's a pretty good sign that I'm not thinking that the time feels jarring to me. It seems to glue together nicely. Nothing's sticking out too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 5, 6, 7, 1. And 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 1. 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm pretty happy with where we've taken things. Of course, there's more we could do. I would love to try and solo over this. I think it'll be a really fun exercise, as well as maybe add some other elements and maybe a B section, breakdown, mess around with some plugins and whatnot. But I'm really happy with what we've managed to do together in today's session. For those who are in the UK, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be performing live in Manchester and in London in March 2024. If you live in or near either of those cities, it would be awesome to see you at the show. It's my first time sharing my own personal music live, so it would be awesome to connect with you in person. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and liking the video and commenting, as it really helps this channel. See you in the next video.